One of the tools that we've developed for you is a small workbook called My Place in His Story. As you've been through this course, you've come to see that your life and your work is connected to the coming of the kingdom of God. You have a place in God's unfolding story, and in this material that we've put together, it helps you come to find what your place is in His story. I remember a number of years ago when I was a pastor at a university, I had one of the students at the Student Center come up to me. His name was Rob, and he said, "Darrow, I am so frustrated." He said, "I want God to tell me what I'm to do with my life." Rob was a junior at the university, and he was in the midst of changing his major for the 6th time. He was quite confused, and I said, "You mean you want God to write it in the sky? Rob, I want you to do this." And he said, "Yes, I want it that clear." And a lot of people are struggling with, what is it that God has made me to do? What is it that He wants me to do? And you've heard in this course that there's two answers to that. There's God's general call and then His particular call. And of course, what came to mind when Rob asked the question, I said, "Well, Rob, He's made it very clear. He's called you to be a servant." Well, that wasn't what Rob was wanting to hear. He wanted to know, what is that particular call? And a lot of people are struggling with that, either as students or if they're in the workplace now and things don't quite fit. So we've developed this material to help you reflect on what it is that God has made you to do. This material will not guarantee that you're going to come out on the other end knowing exactly what it is, but it's going to help you process that question. In this material, you'll find a number of little written essays. One is the essay called The Assignment. We've already talked about this in the class, where Paul came on the Damascus Road. He was confronted by Christ on the Damascus Road, and Christ said, "Yes, go to Damascus, and there you will be told all that you have been assigned to do." This helps you begin to understand that you have an assignment. And another of the chapters is called, "How Can I Know What God's Will Is for Me?" And within this book, this small book, we have a series of small tasks for you to do that will help you examine the tools you have in your tool belt. In one of the lessons, we talked about how God has made you unique. We used the illustration of a tool belt, that you have certain tools in your tool belt, and as you examine those tools, you can begin to see what your assignment is. So we have a series of personal reflections, some exercises that you can do over the course of several weeks that focus on the tools that you have in your tool belt. And as you focus on these things, it can help give you clarity, or more clarity, as to what God has made you to do. So what is your place in His story? This small book will help you discover that.